What's up, Market Snipers? This is Jesse. Just doing a quick Bitcoin video here. Um, Trying to keep it within 5 to 8 minutes. And we just had another sell signal on the daily chart. But this buy signal, I wasn't really paying attention to it anyways. I didn't think it was going to be a breakout. It was just, trying to capture some late short positions that probably extreme high leverage or high leverage, say 20x, 50x, 100x. So, that move right there is enough to, probably liquidate some late shorts that are 20 to, who knows, 150x leverage, right? So that's pretty much what that is. So before we jump into, a couple things here, gonna just do the recap of the daily chart, what we've been talking about, what we've been looking at, been watching unfold, hit target one. But I'm also gonna talk about there are some things of concern on the weekly chart as well. So we're gonna get into that. But let's start with the daily. We had that bearish divergence, right? As shown on the indicator. Before I had it on the indicator, I used to do it by hand and you can see it visually, but now we have the indicator tool does it for us. So we had that. Also had a MACD bearish crossover. Obviously, that's a free indicator on TradingView. On this candle here, in the recorded coaching, our bot alert system told us of a potential sell, right? So then we got to go in and chart it, see what it looks like. And then on this candle here, we had a pending sell signal, but it ended up, when it was down here, it was a pending sell and it pushed all the way back up. And then it went into pending sell and of course the sell signal there, right? So sell signal, and then, the target boxes were already drawn out. And then we had, of course, the quick push up, fake out, liquidate some late shorts, and then followed by a big push down on the sell signal here today. And that's pretty much where it's at. The RSI is trending down. Everything is trending down. The MACD is now bearish below the zero line. I already had that bearish MACD crossover. So, the probabilities of it coming down, at least, it seems like it's probable that's going to hit at least a second target. We'll see if it hits a third target, which is just above the 200-week moving average, and see where it goes from there. Of course, I had drawn these out on the charts and stuff, and it's still my main thesis. Let me see if I can. Let me move myself all the way. No. There. All right. So it's still my main thesis. I had drawn this out back here. Maybe it come down like this, something like that, and it has. And the thesis was it would hit a target, find support, and bounce, right? That next buy the dip scenario. Again, we're going to look at the weekly chart of why, this is why it's so important to stay neutral, because why there's, some reasons why, it could go lower, right? So, and then, drawing it out like this, target 2, and then target 3, right? And then we'll know when things are not looking like that. Maybe it comes down like this, comes up, and then drops back down. So probably be looking for a lower high anyways, and then attack it to the downside if it's not a buy the dip scenario. So it's a buy the dip scenario until it's not. So that's the daily chart recap. Let's jump in the weekly chart. Try to keep this to 5 to 8 minutes. Let me erase that. Get back on the cross there. So we're looking at it. Overall, it's still bullish, right? So RSI is above 50, still bullish. MACD is above the zero line, still bullish, right? Price is still above the trending green line. Sometimes I have it as dots just for visual purposes. Line or dots doesn't have any significance except for visually. Some people like the other, one way or the other. So that, that's why it's my main thesis that is going to, hit at least target 1 or target 2. and then see if it bounces from there, because everything on the weekly chart is still bullish. However, right, this is why you want to stay neutral, and that, price isn't going to $1 million in 90 days, why price isn't going to $100,000 in 90 days, and price isn't going to $100,000 in 2023, right? It could, but I think it's a low probability, especially now that we're getting into, there's only 5 months remaining. This month is pretty much almost over, a week to go, and we haven't even reached $35,000 yet, right? So we're looking at it reached 31,500, and these are the couple of reasons why we had an RSI sell signal back here, right? We do have bearish divergence. So if we go into the settings on RSI, for those that are in, you can see the bearish divergence when you change the settings. For those that are in recorded coaching, the sharpshooter package, you have bearish divergence. Like, I can spot it by eye, but I just like it to see it visually. So we had that bullish divergence that I called out and we talked about, and I posted it on Twitter and the Discord, right? And then now we have bearish divergence. Now it's still early in the week. It's only Monday, right? So it just started. But if the week closed the way it is right now, we would receive a potential sell in the weekly bot alert system. We would be, this lower high bearish divergence would basically be confirmed, in my opinion, and everything would be starting to roll back over. And most likely, either this week or next week, there'd be another bearish MACD crossover. So it's too early to call it, but those are the reasons that we have to keep an eye on it. And if so, maybe there's a retracement back down to here. I'd have to draw out the targets, and so we'll keep an eye on it, but no need to, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. There's no need to go through it right now. We'll see if it gets that bounce, and maybe it puts in future bearish divergence, right? So it could come down like this, come back up, put in a lower high, price puts in a higher high, and creates future bearish divergence. So we'll see how it goes, but those are some warning signs that it could be a longer term correction, whether it's down and then back up, or if it's more of a continued sideways move like this, finds support and then makes its next move. So it's looking like the monthly chart on the MACD is going to have a bullish crossover. But as I've pointed out, when there was a bearish MACD crossover on the monthly chart for Bitcoin in February of 2022, price rallied for 2 months after that. So the opposite of this is maybe price would go down and or sideways for the next 2 months after a bullish cross, and before it starts to make its next move higher. So we'll see how it goes. I'll get this uploaded, and thanks for everyone's support. I appreciate it. Please keep liking, retweeting. It keeps me motivated, keeps me going, and we'll go from there. Thank you.